Another aspect which I used to always see when I used to see her films is she had a very earthy appeal and a lot of determination on her face. Was it like that from the very beginning or over the years that you saw?
That's what I said. Earlier on, because she wasn't sure she wanted to be an actress. It's only when she decided that she was going to be, then suddenly she locked into it with a great deal of enthusiasm, interest and passion, which remained lifelong with her.
Then, right from the first film, Charandas Chor to Mandi, I would like to discuss each film. Charandas Chor, how would you describe her as an actress in that role?
That's where you see her at her natural best, in the sense that she was not trained at all. And I suddenly noticed that she had a tremendous gift for comedy. Tremendous gift for comedy and farce, because she was supposed to play this very funny queen, which she did brilliantly. And then I realized that this girl really had tremendous amount of talent.
Then going on to Nishant, a little about...
She gave a very measured and very intelligent performance. But as I said, even at that time, she wasn't very serious about film. It was only when she was doing Bhumika that she became very serious about her career in film. And Bhumika was the film that won her the National Award. Her first National Award as the Best Actress.
And Manthan, that film?
Manthan, of course, made her known all over the country for that performance, also outside of India, because that was the first time I think Smita got noticed by people, audiences here, by film festival audiences all over the world. She got to be known in Paris, for instance. In France, she had a fairly strong, loyal following, even in France, in countries like France. And later, when in the early 80s, they in fact had a retrospective of hers in Paris, so which included all the films she worked with me on. And so she had become, among the Indian actresses, fairly well known. She and Shabana, the two of them, had become very well known even outside of the country.
Then there are two more films, Kondura and Anugraham.
Yes.
A little about these two films and her role.
You see, in Anugraham, originally she was not supposed to be playing a part, because the part that I wanted her to play was going to finish in a few days. But she was very keen on learning a great deal about film at that time. So she designed the costumes. She was the costume designer on the film as well as an actress. So she did both those things with Anugraham and Kondura.
And of course, coming down to her Mandi.
Yes. Now Mandi was after that, of course, I didn't have any opportunity to work with her because we didn't have any films which required her talent. And also, of course, 1986 she died, so there was that much time. But she became very, very busy, as you know, in the mainstream of Indian cinema, where also she made quite a name for herself. So she became a very busy actress. Basically, that was what it was. And although if I did have a role for her, I didn't make too many films after Mandi until 1986. I just made one more film. Two really, Susman and Trikal. So there weren't any roles for her in those two films. But had she lived, of course, she would have been in many more films of mine.
As an actress and your actress-director relationship, there must have been certain times when Smita, the actress, must have done real justice to your
She did tremendous amount of justice to all the roles she played. I'm not disappointed with any of the roles she played in my films. Not one. Because she's given routinely an excellent performance. You can see the passion of her performance in each one of those films.
Was there any one of these films that she surprised you with her performance?
Yes, she did. For instance, Manthan. Because, can you imagine a girl at that time, girl of 20, She was just 20 at that time, and she played, started playing from about 16 all the way to the age of 40s. And each one of them, each facet of that did with such conviction.
And a person, an actress like her, how difficult was it to convince her, or was she also a natural all the way?
Who?
Smita.
Smita, yes, of course. You see, you need to have, I think, training is one aspect, but there's also a certain amount of talent. And talent and training, ability, it's just whether they get the right kind of opportunity or not. In her case, I think the only thing you could credit me with was that I gave the right kind of opportunity. But otherwise, everything else was hers.
Now, regarding Smita's roles in the films that she's done with you, which one was your favorite,
Well, all of them actually. When you think of the films, because each one is a different kind of part. It's not the same part she's playing, where you can compare it and accept. All of them, I have performances that are excellent. There's no performance, including Nishant, where her performance is exceptionally good.